Hey, everybody. Interesting topic today around redefining ad tech with a real innovator in the space at Theorem. Jay, how are you?
I'm very well. Thank you.
Thanks for joining. Really intrigued by your mission and your background. One of the earliest employees at DoubleClick to founding Theorem. Maybe start with that introductions to your journey to Theorem and what's driven that over the years.
Yeah, thank you for having me. So, been in business since 2002. So, we have two kinds of customers: content companies and commerce companies. And very specific to content, any content company that is monetizing their content, leveraging advertising, is a potential client of ours. So, once media is sold, something or somebody has to set up those campaigns and recognize the revenue. So that's what Theorem does for large content companies like iHeart, Roku, SiriusXM, and the likes. So it's a massive opportunity. It's becoming more and more urgent as you have new incumbents getting into the marketplace to fight for the ad dollars. We are seeing an uptick with retail media networks getting into the fray. So as the competition for ad dollars starts to become more and more intense, the act of recognizing revenue and streamlining that process becomes more important. For D2C and other commerce brands, we have very deep chops in marketing cloud. We do a lot of loyalty campaigns. The way we are future proofing that is we are innovating with video commerce and live commerce that enables brands to set up live shopping events on their own websites.
Wow. So when you say you're reinventing or redefining ad tech, that can mean a lot of different things. Is it tech? Is it strategy, mindset, all the above?
Yeah, so ad tech can mean many different things to many different people. So very specific to content and commerce companies, what we are doing is we have deep domain expertise, but now we are future proofing that leveraging technology. So I mentioned video shopping or video commerce. So the ability for us to enable our brands to fire up live shopping feeds on their own websites in the world of first-party cookie is very, very powerful. So for that, yes, we do enable strategy. We look at their mission. We're looking at whether they're launching new products, whether they're looking to educate or looking to sell. So based on that strategy and discovery, we come up with a proposition, and that could be cross-selling and upselling to their existing client base or acquiring new audiences. So if it means acquiring new audiences, then we leverage technology to drive traffic into their website, or we use new innovative ways to create new content that enables them to shop online on their own websites.
Brilliant. So this idea of video commerce sounds intriguing. It's getting really hot, it seems. It's already been hot around the world, maybe coming to the US in a major way. How do you put your tech stack to work in that space? What do you in particular?
Right. So I know in Asia Pacific and especially in China, there is a massive push for live shopping. But those transactions are very small ticket items. Most brands don't want to be selling on Amazon or TikTok. They like to do it on their own websites. So the way we work is we partnered with Firework, we partnered with Klaviyo. These are some of the most predominant tech stacks out there. Klaviyo's got a massive install base of Shopify brands already on it. So those integrations are in place. So they all work seamlessly together. So the way we come in is to create new content, whether it's leveraging their existing content or coming up with new content with live actors and also with AI, and then packaging it in a way that is conversational. So we can embed in the carousel live actors, product users, influencers. It's all meshed together, and then we fire it up. So the live shopping can be two ways. It can be live in the sense that there's a countdown for you to come in and shop, and then it can be recorded as well. So the storefront, the Klaviyo marketing cloud system, along with the Firework video server, they all blend seamlessly together. So the act of coming up with a strategy that ties all of these components together is massive. So we put the brand back in charge. It's first party. They control the branding. They control the messaging. It's all happening on their website.
Sounds amazing. Can't wait to check it out in action. The other thing you're no doubt experiencing is the cookie-driven world crumbling, pun intended. Identity, privacy requirements are changing around the world. What's your take on how brands can stay relevant in this, brave new data-driven era?
The video commerce is a great example of how we are empowering brands to take control of their content. It's all happening first party. There's a direct conversation between the brand and the shoppers coming to their site, and they own the communication. So whether it is a brand new customer landing on their website for the very first time, once they engage, once they buy, all of these connective tissues are seamless. So they are able to have a one-to-one conversation with their end consumer, look at their buying habits, and then feed them information in a way that is relevant and it's all trustworthy.
Fascinating. So the ad tech space, not something I know a lot about. It is a giant industry. What are some of the big myths around ad tech that you hear and would like to dispel or myth bust once and for all?
Right. So look, I go back to the original point I made about content companies monetizing their content. That's where the ad tech space, plays front and center. So the first is the competition for ad dollars is becoming more and more fierce. So until now, the whole act of media sales has been very fragmented. It's been very, very manual, if you will. So I see that with the new technologies coming into fray, that can be streamlined and that can be automated. So we've incubated a solution called Upward that helps streamline the order to cash process for publishers, retail media networks, streaming audio video companies. So the way 4 stages would be, there's a pre-sales process. That is the kickoff of the whole ad tech process. So your media sales people are reaching out to brands to get their ad dollars. That's a pre-sales process. Once the insertion order is signed, then it becomes into a campaign. So that campaigns need to be set up, whether you're doing programmatic, whether you're running on your own and operated systems, then the campaigns kick off. Then 2 things will happen. The campaign is working well or it's sucking wet. Either ways, it needs to be modified. So that's the optimization. The campaign ends, and then you need to build it, reconcile it, and the cycle starts all over again. So regardless of which business model you're in, most of ad tech is supporting these 4 stages. The opportunity is to remove friction in 2 big places. One is the friction exists when a media salesperson is calling the brand. There's a huge amount of friction there. So leveraging technology, whether it is robotic process automation, whether it's machine language, where you can have repositories of historical campaigns and RFPs sitting in there, that can streamline. That can actually reduce the human friction, because the back and forth is coming up because of lack of stringent processes and streamlined workflows. So right there's a massive opportunity, and we are doing it through our solution Upward. The second friction is the ad tech ecosystem and tech stack is very, very complex. Whether you're running it on your own display ads, whether it is programmatic, whether it is CTV. So that part of it will continue to be complex, but now we're using robotic process automations to streamline the communication between all of these systems that encompass the ecosystem. So we are seeing through Upward a lot of leverage in incorporating technology to streamline those 2 massive friction points.
Amazing. Sounds like the word ad tech is becoming obsolete. Should we just call it tech? Because you talk about machine learning and RPA. I mean, these are words we use in tech and IT every day.
Look, I think as the unit cost of deploying these technologies keeps dropping down, in some places it is actually cheaper than human labor, regardless of where that labor is sitting. So I think for the first time, you're saying access to technology, it is sitting in the cloud. It is easy to test. It's easy to experiment with. So when we started to leverage automation and test it, we started this about 2.5, 3 years ago. Even in a test environment with very limited sophistication, we could see 30-40% efficiency gains and repeatable
Wow.
processes. So I think the economics and the ROI for the first time is becoming more and more visible, and it is actually front and center.
Interesting. So like any industry that's been around since the 80s, there's a lot of like legacy tech stacks out there, a lot of folks who are just riding on, tech that they've had for decades now. Are we missing, is the industry missing innovation? Yourself being perhaps an exception?
I think we are seeing innovation within our company and our ecosystem in leveraging the institutional knowledge, the domain expertise, and having it repeatable through technology. That's one. The legacy tech stack, as long as it's playing a key role and it's not too expensive to maintain, will continue. But the moment there are new, cheaper, better, faster ways of doing it, the legacy will collapse. So I don't think legacy will have legs just for the sake of legacy, because there are much quicker, nimble players out there who are going to be fighting for your ad dollars.
Got it. So I spend, all my time often on social media all day, personally, professionally, probably like most of us. Tons of creativity out there, and hopefully I contribute a little bit to the mix. But, are we seeing enough creativity in advertising? I mean, we're obsessed with analytics and attribution and other things. But do we need more creativity and innovation in the content side?
Depends on the definition of creativity and innovation. So I think as the cost of creativity has come down, I think we go back to basics. So who's the audience? What's the message? And what's the best way to engage with that audience? I think in the past, creative was expensive. It was very, very packed with friction. But with new technologies and AI being able to take that friction away, storytelling now is becoming front and center. So those fundamentals, which is who's the audience, where are they in their information cycle, and what's the message and the format that best resonates with them, will be front and center. It's not the new bright, shiny object, so to speak.
Got it. And of course, the big platforms have continued to dominate this ecosystem. I mean, Google, Meta, Amazon. Is this just going to be our foreseeable future? Just the reality of the industry, or do you see any emerging players that look interesting? Obviously, you have TikTok and others, depending on the regions around the world.
Right. So I think most of the brands would like to have a direct relationship with their end consumers. So if there are ways for the brand to have that communication one-to-one and happening on their own properties, that would be the biggest shift away. There's no real win to the consumer or to the brand by having yet another large platform coming into the fray, right? So it's not moving the needle. So the ability to take back control for the consumer, for the brand in ways that empowers a one-to-one connection between the brand and the consumer is the best path forward.
Sounds good to me. And what's on your radar in terms of things you can talk about, roadmap, events coming up, or anything else over the next month, year?
Right. So we are good. Theorem is going to be at the Ad Monster Sell Side Nashville conference. It is a place where media sales folks come to talk about the whole pre-sales friction, if you will. So we are actually making a big push into automating the pre-sales, which I described. So the goal is within about a year, it will be in beta, and we're migrating a big chunk of our existing customers onto the Upward platform. So we're going to be talking about that. Last week, we had a video commerce roadshow in the city. We were joined by Klaviyo and Firework. We had some of our existing clients coming in there. So we continue to do both these events, which is, one quarter we have a video conference, best practices. The way we like to educate the marketplace is our point of view, thought leadership, what's working, what's not working. And a lot of it is already happening in the marketplace. This is not some whiteboard session. So we have actual paying customers migrating to Upward, migrating to the pre-sales module, And that's what we're pushing for.
Fantastic. Well, as someone who, as an outsider to ad tech, who always thought it was kind of a boring and staid industry, congratulations on taking things up, and appreciate the insights and time.
Yeah, thank you.
And thanks everyone for listening, watching, sharing this episode, and check out our new TV show, actually ad-free, but no offense, techimpact.tv, now on Bloomberg and Fox Business. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Take care.